Thanks for an amazing session. And leading our next session in automated retail, we invite along David Roth, CEO of the Store WPP, EMEA and Asia. And we invite along Itzik, CEO and co-founder of Cellomat, as well as Carl Boutet, Managing Director of CQIC, and Udi Wiesner, CEO at Shekel Brainweigh.
Well, thank you very much indeed, Benny. You know, one of the things that's always typified the customer journey was that not only was there a customer, but there was also a member of staff somewhere along the journey. Of course, over the course of the last few years, we've had a massive growth in autonomous journeys for consumers. And the thing that binds this session together is two innovative companies that do have an autonomous journey in one form or the other. So to start off with, I'm going to ask each of our startup companies to talk a little bit about their customer proposition, and then we can get into some discussion. So first of all, maybe if I can ask Udi, perhaps he can talk a little bit about Shekel Brainweigh.
Thank you, David. Pleasure to be here with you. Shekel Brainweigh Retail Innovation Division is actually a startup company incubated inside Shekel Brainweigh, which is a large company, global provider for many years of digital weighing systems. Our mission is to enlighten retail shelves into a source of valuable retail insights. We take the most basic building block of retail, which is the shelves in the store, and actually digitally transform it into part of a more sophisticated retail. Since 2014, where Amazon Go presented its autonomous store, the market was disrupted and everybody is looking for solutions for autonomous retail. And we are providing the missing link, which is the most pinpoint of autonomous retail implementation today, is the identification of the products. We do that by taking any shelf, adding to it IoT load sensor. It's a patent pending of our company. Then we add to it enterprise software management and AI and machine learning algorithms. By doing that, we make the shelves into smart shelf. And we can make the shelves identify the products on the shelf only by the weight and location. That's how they become smart shelf and a component for every possible solution for autonomous retail. So you can see behind me like a retail bay, a smart micro market cooler, and up to a capsule, which is our full micro market autonomous store.
Well, thank you very much. We'll come back to asking you some questions around that proposition. But for the moment, thanks, Udi, very much. Perhaps, Itzik, if you could talk a little bit about Cellomat.
Cellomat is a startup company. It's based on Israel, but we are active in the German market. We develop solution that's allow to consumer to sell his mobile phone and to. Sorry, can we start from the? Can we start again?
Yeah, sure, no problem.
Okay. So, Cellomat is a startup company. We are based on the Israel, but we are active in the German market. We develop a self-service solution for all the mobile life cycle services. Our solution is composed with the 4 components. One, we have the kiosk. This is the place that the customer can make the transaction. We have a cloud system, and with the cloud system, we know to provide all the reverse logistics, customer care, and supply chain for the provider. And we have additional 2 things. One is a website that the customer can start the transactions for trading and trade up. And also we have an app that the customer actually can download and get and diagnose the phone and to know how much the phone is worth remotely. With our solution, we are providing trading services for retail chains in Germany, for Media Market Saturn. We also provide a solution for Samsung for the mobile life cycle services, mainly for repair and replacement. And we also run our B2C brand called Swappies. And all of that we are doing under our technology that we develop from scratch. We developed the kiosk by ourselves. We're manufacturing the kiosk here in Israel. The kiosk is based on AI and cloud, and the rest of the solution also developed by us. Cellomat is a huge ecosystem for service provider and also for the consumer.
Thanks very much. I mean, the thing that is very unique in a sense in both of your propositions is the way in which you're fusing a whole series of sort of algorithms, technologies, and processes to do things in a quicker and faster way that humans would find difficult to be able to do. So I've got a question for both of you. Perhaps we can start with Udi, which is, what is it, do you think, about your solution that works in a particularly more effective or an efficient manner than something that would involve humans in that process?
Well, you know, like every startup company, we started with very deep and wide market research to understand the needs of our customers. And we have found out that when it comes to autonomous retail, the need for that is not necessarily on the expense of the current behavior and services. It's because they need more services. For instance, if you look on all the big cities of you know the market, the lifestyle is different. The urban lifestyle, young people, Gen Z, millennials, they have different style of purchasing, and they want the shops available 24/7. They need very specific product mix. So and in some extent they are very techy, so they can really handle themselves the whole interaction. So it means we need kind of an extension to the current retail, and this is where autonomous retail comes in, because if you take a solution like our micro market cooler or the capsule, it is just positioned. It could be positioned next to a supermarket, a current supermarket, but let the services be available for the potential consumers during the night in very different hours and etc. So it gives like an extension for the services. It's personalized. You can have a lot of analytics because it's so automated and a lot of data. And it's based on machine learning. We gain a lot of data which we can turn into benefits both for the consumers and the customers and the retailers. So it means that with the time we can give solutions for more precise inventory, better product mix, and then it goes to promotions and pricing and everything. So and the thing is that as it's based on AI and machine learning, it gets smarter all the time. So eventually you get a very personalized solution, frictionless solutions, and fully automated. That gives the retailer a leverage to give additional better services to the potential consumers.
Well, that's an interesting mix, which is not having a person gives you a much more personalized service. Itzik, what is your perspective, given the fact that in a sense you have disrupted a whole series of elements within the supply chain? What's the key element within your supply chain that machines now do significantly better than humans could?
First of all, with our solution, we can provide for the customer 24/7 services for the mobile life cycle. And this is something, if you want to provide, you need a human being. This is one. The second thing that we are solving with the Cellomat is regarding the accurate, or it's about to evaluate accurate the phone that the customer drop inside. And one of the pain points that we are know and we are solving is that the rep don't know how to evaluate the phone that they are getting from the consumer when the consumer come to buy a new one. So this is make them a lot of problem, and they are taking a lot of risk, financial risk, when they are give the customer discount without to be sure that the phone that they are bought from the customer, they evaluated accurate. So this is one of the pain points there. In addition of that, we know to provide all the supply chain and reverse logistics with the Cellomat, and we are bringing a lot of tools how to manage it in a secure way. We have a lot of data analytics regarding the customer behavior, and we know exactly where to measure the transaction from the customer when he typed the screen, where he stop, how much it's take him to complete the transaction, and this is something you cannot getting from a rep, because you have a lot of rep, you don't know exactly what's happening in each transaction. So we will solve them a lot of pain point with the solution.
Now, do you think that both of you talked about the amount of data that is being thrown off by both of your solutions? Do you think that that data is useful for the retailer, the operator, both in their autonomous sides of their business, but also in their physical, more human sides of their business?
Yeah, definitely. I think the base, everybody knows that retail is detail, and the more you have data, you can get into the real details of the retail. There's a lot of pressure now, even beyond the pandemic, even normal days, to cut the cost, be more effective. And we all know the low margins that are typical for retailers. So they look for every potential to know more about their business. If you take our solution, for example, you really know every minute what's going on the shelf. The shelf tells you the whole story. Which are the products? What are the fast-moving products? What is the replenishment cycle, etc. So the retailer can, with the same expenses, with the same stuff, really get much better business results only by managing more precisely the inventory, the different customer journey, how to set right the structure of the store. So I think it's very much important. By the way, following your previous question, we've seen a lot of our customers, our retailers, trying to just, after using our technology to improve the processes, to use the current stuff for more qualitative tasks, which means you can use the same stuff to do things which brings more value out to the customer, while you leave the routine processes to the autonomous solutions. I think this is the edge of solutions like our company provides.
Itzik, what's your perspective?
Because we are bringing to the market a really new customer journey for the retail, it was really important to know exactly about the customer behavior. And we have really nice UI. And one of the things that they really want to know, it's about the customer interaction. How much time it takes them to make the transaction? If they stuck, where they stuck in the flow? How much time they took them between one stage to another stage? How many people make upgrade? Because the Cellomat have a upgrade mechanism in the system. So when you are coming, for example, to trade your phone or make or deposit your phone for replacement and for repair, after your phone is fixed, when you are coming to take your repaired phone from the machine, we're trying to upsell you. And we are offering you accessories that's related to your model. And this is something they really want to measure and to understand about the customer behavior. One of the barriers of Cellomat, I can say now it's less because we are in the market and we succeed to penetrate and to show that we have market acceptance. But before that is to show if the customer really will succeed to make the transaction by himself. If they know how to report about the problem with their phone, if they know how to make the trading transaction, if they know how to make the trade-up transaction. A lot of things related to customer journey, we know to provide with the data analytics that we have in the Cellomat. We are working with a system called Kibana. So we know to extract a lot of data and to give to the retail. And based on that, we know to change the flow. And we did it a few times. Okay, so there is a lot of things that we change regarding the customer behavior, how the customer look on the screen, what exactly he see on the screen where and look on the UI and how we use it. So based on that, we have a lot of data that's helped to us and to the retail to improve the customer journey.
Well, we're almost out of time, but I want to ask you one quick question, which hopefully will be a quick answer as well, which is clearly COVID has disrupted retail in a massive way right across the world. What have you learned from the last few months that you think will have an impact on your customer proposition in the next few years?
I think that from my perspective, I can say that customers want less human interaction. They want to do the transaction by themselves. I can give you example from today. For example, we have one machine in Samsung in Poland. It's a flagship of a store, and the machine is open 24/7. Yesterday, they found one of the rep that have a coronavirus, and they closed the store. And when the store is opened, people going without, they are ignoring from the Cellomat. But today the store was closed, and we have 8 transactions that people come, drop the phone, and get a loaner. From our perspective, it means that if you are give to the customers innovative solution, accessibility, a better customer experience, they will use it. So from my point of view, I believe that the retail are going to change in the world, and people work more online, and the Cellomat really good solution to complete the online solution. So I think that all the self-service solution, retail automated, etc., will continue to grow in the next few years.
Thank you, Udi.
Yeah, we work mainly in the business of autonomous stores, vending machine operators, and micro market operators. So after the couple of weeks shock on the first wave globally, which stopped a lot of the business, then it boomed, amazingly, because people realized they can get less risk and spread the hours of working, keep social distancing. So it was like the exact solution at the right time. So we see a really booming demand for micro market coolers, for autonomous stores. A lot of the retailers that used to be a bit more conservative are really pushing now to put coolers outside of the store, to put self-service cabinets, to put this kind of capsule solutions, because it gives their ability to get people more along the hours of the day, keep social distancing. There are also a lot of small tricks. You can put some sensors so people can get alerts. So we see definitely a huge growing demand in vending machines operators, in micro market operators. And I think that once the public has kind of get used to it, it won't go back. That's going to be the real new normal for long term.
So the vending machine gets very smart, changes its form and its function.
Yeah.
I think we've learned a significant amount in relation to that today. But for the moment, that's it in terms of time we've got. Thank you both very much indeed. And back to you, Benny.